Stage for it, man. From time to time, you and I are put in a position that we respond to misinformation that's been on other podcasts. And a
Mm.
lot of times that misinformation is shared with us via clips or, just like I came across Hawaii Freaknik, you come across it on the gram in your suggested feed. And there was a brother who played for Colorado who was on another podcast. And the way this thing was cut up had said some things critical, of the program. Well, I got a phone call from Coach Andre Gerard. And he said, "Hey, Neely, I got a former teammate that wants to set the record straight. He saw the way some of his stuff was clipped up and didn't necessarily agree with the presentation of it." I said, "Okay, well, cool." Gerard arranged the phone conversation, man, and we talked. And it was his idea to want to come on the show and kind of set the record straight and have that conversation. And man, I'm just looking forward to that conversation. And so, without further ado, Chico, let's bring our guest on, man. My man. Hey, I almost want to say like, well, how too better, Big Sykes.
Big Sykes, Luke, Hank. Well, he's from California. Give it up to Jashon. Oh, building. Oh, now, Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How y'all doing?
Doing good, brother. How you making it?
Oh man, I'm out here in Arizona right now, so it's a little bit warmer than where you guys at now. Now, Chico,
Yeah.
do I understand you on the island right now?
Yes, sir. I'm in Hawaii, island of Oahu. So it's still pretty warm out here.
Man, y'all talking about the Freaknik in Hawaii. We're gonna have to talk about that off camera.
That
I
part.
didn't know about that. I heard
For
about the
sure.
other one in Atlanta, but I didn't hear about the one on the island.
Hey man, it's a different type of experience. It's gonna be my first time actually going and knowing what I'm going to. I've run up on it before and was just like, I thought I was in a dream or something. What the hell going on there?
Now you got a plan, huh?
I got a plan. Got a plan this time. Get there early like an unk and get up out of that thing with a couple plates.
There you go.
You know?
There you
Yeah.
go.
I might enjoy a
Hey,
little bit of scenery, but
Sykes, one of the things we like to do, man, I know you had a historic career, but we don't want to assume that some of our viewers know your history. As we open this thing up, man, tell them about your career at CU and about yourself.
Yeah. First of all, thank you guys for allowing me to come on, man. Like you mentioned earlier, we had a good conversation, and we'll get into that as we progress through this show. But I listen to you guys all the time. Y'all crack me up, man. Y'all keep it a buck, and I really appreciate that because it ain't artificial when I'm listening to you guys. So I can appreciate that. Um, so a little bit about myself, just a cliff notes. Originally from Los Angeles, California. Um, Played at CU. Graduated from CU. I think that's important to put that out there because I coach ball now, and everybody got these aspirations to play in the NFL. And just do your research, the percentages, and the odds are against you. So I did get my degree. I had a pretty good career at CU. I was an All-American as a freshman, and I backed that up as an All-American again my sophomore year. Um, I think I still have some records up there. I haven't checked. I'll let Dave Platty and all those guys let me know that. But anyway, I had a pretty good career, man. All conference a couple years. Had a season-ending neck injury my senior year, and was told not to play football no more by 4 doctors. One doctor said I could play. So y'all know I listened to that one doctor that said I can play. And went on to play for the Broncos for 3 years and then played for the Redskins for my last season. So played 4 years in the league. Had a great experience, man, throughout my playing career. After playing, I went back to CU to work in operations for 7 years. So I started in the as a recruiting intern, and by the time I left, I was the director of football operations. Worked for 2 head coaches, Dan Hawkins for 5 years and John Embry for 2 years. And then I went on to advance my career at San Diego State, where I was the assistant AD for football operations there for 7 years. We were very successful, won a ton of games, a ton of conference championships. And then I went on to University of Nevada, where I was the associate AD for football. So kind of transitioned more into administration role over football, even though my heart was always on the field. But I originally got into this thing to coach. But, you know, the man up above had a different plan. So I took that on, and it got to a point where our head coach at the time at Nevada, Jay Norvell, he was leaving Nevada to go to CSU. Now, I'm a Buff through and through. I ain't working for no CSU, dog. So, you know, my family was still in San Diego while I was doing my thing at Nevada, which a lot of coaches do. But I had young kids that really needed dad around. So I made the decision, man, to get back with my family. We live in Arizona now, where I'm a high school coach. I coach my son, where he's going to be a sophomore. My daughter, she's my middle daughter. She got a flag scholarship. So football runs through and through in my household. And yeah, this is where I'm at, man.
That's fire.
I'm
You got a flag.
also a children's book author too.
All that.
wow.
Yeah. So I don't want to discredit that.
No, not at all, man. You have truly led a football life, and Chico, let me say this publicly. Something I told Big Sykes privately. You know, in this world that we're in of you hear stuff and you respond. You know, whether it's legit or clickbait, but it doesn't matter what it is. A lot of times you just have what you have to go off of.
Mhm.
And I made some comments based on the clips I saw, right? And then after having a conversation with this brother, I quickly realized the clips that I saw were not the totality of the spirit or the tone that they were intended in. And I had to admit to him, you know, 1,000 apologies that I give him here public as well, because I did not watch the full show. You know, so I did not go back and watch and say, let me see the whole hour, what he said 5 minutes before this or 10 minutes. I just saw the clips. And so my responses and reactions were to the clips. And like I said, when we talked, he's like, man, I'd love to come on y'all program, just set the record straight about my feelings. I was like, man, the door is wide open, you know, to you and what you bring to the table. So totally appreciate you willing to be here, share that clarity, you know, what you really are vibing with, or even not vibing with the Coach Prime administration.
No, I appreciate that, man. And you know, like you mentioned, I did a show with a former teammate of mine, and let me just say this, guys. Any former teammate that I've ever had, I look at I call them a brother. If you're a former teammate of mine, you're a brother of mine. So when a former teammate, aka brother, calls me with hey, can you do, or I need, or hey, if I can do it, I'm there.
Yeah.
So my brother, teammate of mine, reached out to me about you know, coming on to his show. I had time to do it, and I did it. Now throughout the conversation, we talked about a lot of different things, man, just like you guys, just like we're doing now. And some of the things that I aired out came from things that I heard, and also from emotions, you know, and sometimes we speak out of turn from letting our emotions dictate how we really feel. And it was one of those things. I made a comment about CU, about not recruiting the state of California. Now, this is something that I heard, guys, from folks in California. I did not do my research. I did not check the roster. The roster changes every year. You know, recruiting and with the portal and all that stuff, the roster turns over every calendar year. You guys probably are the first, or you guys, we see you, it's probably the first to do that, to really turn over a roster with the snap of a finger. So I made a comment based on that, and it was from some things that I heard from high school coaches in California, specifically the LA area, that I'm tapped in with, and also going off things that I've heard Coach say when he's interviewing. You guys, I keep saying you guys, CU, put strong emphasis on having a presence in the South, and that's totally fine. There's some ballers in the South, but it's also some ballers on the West Coast, and the history of CU has had a long line of ballers that come from the coast that I personally feel like is not primary, which is fine. When the head coach comes in, they have their game plan on how and why we're going to be successful, right? And whether you agree or disagree, some people may agree with it, some people may disagree with it. Who cares? But it's the head coach's prerogative to run his show how he wants to run it. And that's it. And that's where that comment came from. You guys still there?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, my bad. So that's where that comment made from. I totally was wrong. I apologize. I made the comment without fact, and I know better. Without fact checking, it was he say, she say from some high school coaches. But I could have easily, before I made that comment, I could have easily went to cubus.com. It's been that website for 30 plus years. And I could have went down the roster and said, DeAndre Moore, Pico, let me check. Man, they didn't offer 27 dudes in LA. What these folks talking about? I didn't do that. And I know better than that. And that's why I wanted to come to y'all, because I heard y'all show and you guys responded to what I said. And I would have too. So I was wrong, man. And I want to clear the record because that thing went viral. And I'm like, damn. Some stuff went viral about some stuff that I really wish I could take back and rework. So that's why I'm here. I'm glad you guys allowed me, giving me this platform to do this. CU Buff fans and whoever else that heard it, I was wrong. As a man, I apologize. I spoke out of turn. I didn't have my facts. And I stand on that.
And again, brother, I accept that. I appreciate it. In my limited capacity to accept it, but in my exceedingly personal capacity to accept it, I do. And then I want to again offer to you, because I didn't do my homework. Like I said, when I saw your what we call cut-ups in the industry, I just took those for what it was worth. I should have known better. I should have known the source, had motives that I should have said, let me go back, and it's almost like you're reading the Bible.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can find a verse to make it think what you want to think, but read the 5 before it and the 5 after it, and the meaning change.
Absolutely.
And when I heard your comments, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Brother to brother, black man to black man, like I told you on the phone, I didn't do that. And that's why I offer my apologies, because my responses were based off something that, even though you said what you said and what you owned up to, I still responded in a manner that, had I known the facts of what you said, I wouldn't have said what I said.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why I love having this space, being in control of this space, because we adults, we grown men, we black men, we're role models. You're a coach and a father. I'm a coach and a father. You wrote a book. How would it look if we can't sit down and go like, hey, man, my bad. Oh, man, I heard you wrong. My bad.
Yeah.
And I think there's space and opportunity for that as it relates to, particularly in this Coach Prime universe, if you will, because everybody got a damn opinion, right? And what I tell people, you're entitled to your opinion, but you're not entitled to your own facts. Like you can think we don't do enough in California, but the fact is we do stuff in California. Opinion, it ain't enough. Fact, we do work in California. And there's room for both those narratives to exist without it becoming making a villain out of somebody who said something. And so when Coach Dre, Andre Gerard reached out to me and said, you want to talk? And I was like, sure, we got on the phone. When I hung up with you, I hit Chico up and I hit Coach Prime up. That's how it's supposed to work. Like we shouldn't be tearing bridges down. We should be building bridges. And you and I had some conversations about alums being able to visit and attend practice. Like we're gonna get into that too. And so it became much bigger than this issue. So I'm actually glad that it happened.
Well, let's turn a negative into a positive, because it started off real negative in a negative space, and unfortunately, people take negativity, and that's how they gain popularity through negativity. And I'm not in that space, man. I'm in a uplift. I'm coach all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm always trying to uplift, inspire, and like I said, man, my character. If somebody tell me something, you know, I believe half of it. Even when I see something, I believe half of it. And that day during that interview, I got caught up in just wording some things that, as soon as I went on my tantrum, I was like, Negro, what the hell you doing? Because I know better. I know better. And to be quite honest, and this is all I'll say, I know the agenda. Okay. And I've been around the block, and I know better. But listen, I said what I said. I hope you guys accept my apology. I hope Coach Prime, man, I met you,
Yeah.
I've met Coach Prime when you guys the weekend of the spring game, the very first spring game. Man, the energy was unbelievable. I tell folks all the time, I never seen Boulder in that space with that energy. The last time was my senior year when we played Nebraska. They were #1 in the country. I can't remember what we were ranked, but the winner was going to play in the Big 12 championship. It was unbelievable. And that was the energy that I felt from you guys during that weekend. And what's that?
I said, and that was the spring game.
That was a spring game. And then, dog, I came to the CSU game. I think I told you this over the phone. It was the same energy. You know, so man, as a Buff, we follow, we keep up, and we support. And I'm speaking for myself as well as my circle of teammates that I talk to on the regular that's watching right now. We just want to win, dog. When I can go through the airport, I can be out of town, and there's people wearing CU attire. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like that before Prime got there. Mm-hmm. And that's that thing called the Prime effect. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
And we support that.
Yeah.
We support
and and I recognize that with the Prime effect also comes what I call the Prime tax. There are some people who don't like it because they just don't want to give acknowledgement that, nah, man, that dude did that. Because they try to separate Deion Sanders, the person, from Deion Sanders being the coach of a football program. I'm like, nah, man, that guy is who he is, and he had to be coaching at this university. Or like, ride that wave, milk it for all it's worth, because he brings a spotlight that a typical coach cannot bring. And you decide if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. But as you and I discussed on the phone, you said it right here. At the end of the day, I mean, we in like 98.2% agreement on all things because we want to win. That other 1.8, about, okay, well, this ticket or that ticket or this seat or that, like that, we can figure that stuff out. We want to win. But my experience, man, Big Sykes, my experience has been there are some people who have an agenda. And for their agenda to be correct, it means Coach Prime and the program has to lose. And I can't ride with those folks.
Well, I'm going to tell you like this. If you are a CU Buff, alumni, fan, supporter, even just follow the game of football, it is wrong and it is devilish to intentionally want someone to lose. That's wrong, dog. You got hate in your heart.
You ain't lying.
You got hate in your blood. If you intentionally want someone to lose, you need to do some prayers and some research. You the issue.
You ain't lying.
What I will say, I want to put this out there about Coach Prime. A lot of coaches, and I'm speaking from experience. I ain't speaking from nothing I heard. In 16 years and being in the profession, there are coaches that coach specifically because they will get paid a good check because of the lifestyle.
Yep.
It is very apparent that Coach Prime is coaching for the love of it.
There you go.
He coaching to change lives. And I'll tell you what's evident. Like in my 16 years of being in that profession, fellas, I never knew a player like during spring break or summer break. Most guys, they going to Cancun, they going back home. They got plans to go have fun.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking to Travis Hunter. Man, Trav will go back to Coach House in Texas. And that goes to show you how much love that Prime genuinely has for his players. You don't get that from a lot of coaches. So to have a coach his guys, be tough on them, be hard on them, and try to maximize their ability, and then put their arm around them and say, man, I love you. I'm only doing this because I love you. You could tell he really means it. It ain't just for dollars and cents. He really mean it. I was listening to another interview. It was a receiver that played at CU. I think his name Jordan. Can't remember his last name. Went to Arizona State.
Jordan Tyson. Yeah.
Jordan Tyson. After CU played Arizona State, you know what that dude did? Y'all know. Man, that dude went to the locker room to go holler at Coach Prime. Man, that lets you guys know that there's really genuine love and care between player and coach. And you don't see that a lot in this profession.
No.
So I really appreciate that, man.
Sykes, I was that first year we played at Oregon, of course, ultimately got blown out. Walking Coach Prime back to the locker room, which they know how to treat the visitors there. That locker room was a good walk away from the field.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept hearing this faint voice yelling, Coach Prime, but it was getting louder because it was coming closer.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked back, and it was Bo Nix, Oregon's quarterback, trying to catch up to Coach Prime. And I said, Coach, their quarterback wants you. So we stopped. They exchanged pleasantries, hugged, and whispered to each other. And he said, man, I did a camp years ago with that kid and made sure he got extra reps, in front of the people that were watching. And he was just coming up to thank me for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the stuff that this guy has done in the past, including cutting his sleeves for Jackie Robinson, all the way to losing 2 toes so he could still coach at Jackson State. I know people know about the cancer situation, but if folks could just see what he goes through daily as far as getting massages, his foot to be able to stand that long and coach, he is clearly doing this for the love. Like he could be bass fishing every day and not having to deal with none of this, but it's his love of these young people in this program that's his motivation.
Yeah, it's evident, after his playing career, God chose him to impact lives. And I think Coach Prime knows that, and that's why he's doing it. Because the average man that get his toes cut off and going through whatever health reasons that has had Coach Prime's life, they probably be sitting back with their feet kicked up, But,
100%.
He's still at it, doing the absolute best to try to put CU in a position to be successful. And, man, hats off for that, because I can't look y'all in the face and say, if I had my toes cut off and I was going through cancer and I'm sitting back with a big old lake in my yard and I got all this acreage, I'm not sure I'll be coming to work doing it, because it's a grind, man. People that don't know the lifestyle of a college coach, it is a grind, especially during the season, especially during recruiting. So hats off, much love, much respect. But at the end of the day, as much good that Prime is doing for the community, for the school, and as much as he's changed lives and impacted lives, he's only judged by one thing, and that's winning. Did you win or did you lose?
And he will tell you that, when his son Shedeur was quarterback, he's like, look, man, only 2 people gonna get blamed, for a loss. And both of them have the last name be Sanders. That's gonna always be the head coach and the quarterback. And now the quarterback doesn't have the same last name, but the metric don't change.
Yeah.
This thing's gonna be measured on wins and losses. And And I just know, man, this space, as we can call it, this podcast, talking head space, where all you need is maybe a little bit of credibility, but a good bit of bandwidth on your internet, and you can have a show. It's based on being right more than you're wrong.
Right.
And
Yep.
what some of the narratives that are put out there by people with shows, be they former players or not, for them to be right means Coach Prime got to be wrong. If a Coach Prime to be wrong means Coach Prime got to lose. And I just think that when the narrative is framed around that you're almost talking like, just sit back and wait how this guy's going to fail. I'm telling y'all he's going to fail. How do you do that and call yourself a fan or a product of the program?
Yeah, that's tough, man. And like I mentioned earlier, I know the direction you're going with that, and let's be frank. That's a brother of mine, and everyone is entitled to their opinion.
Absolutely.
Everyone is. And here's the thing that I always do with opinions. Even if they're wrong, I still sometimes listen, because sometimes there is some truth. There could be some truth. And as a coach, especially in this profession, you always got to look in the mirror and reevaluate. When people are saying things, it's like, wait a minute. Sometimes you got to be like, is there some truth to that? Do we need to reevaluate? Do we need to reassess what we're doing? And if it's absolutely no truth, you can't benefit from it, and it's just negative, just on some hating stuff, then you put it to bed and you keep on moving.
Yep. Thinking that, man, he being Coach Prime has said it on this show with me and Chico. He doesn't have a space where you can't disagree with him. He doesn't have a space where he doesn't hear from his assistant coaches and staff. Like the number of times that he and I have even disagreed. And he said on there before, man, Neely will check me. Like he'll let me know like that's done went too far. And then like I got my opinion, he got his, and we'll go my way. And he said if times we go his way, I'll be like, all right, now it better work. Because I want to do this, He is approachable in that regard. Like, but it's when he senses that, okay, this ain't coming from a good place of spirit, which I told him, I said, man, forget your 40 speed, forget your hand-eye coordination, forget your twitch muscle. What God really gifted Deion Sanders with is discernment. Mm-hmm. Like it doesn't take him long to figure people out. Mm-hmm. And who has a sincere interest of something going the right way or not. And he surrounds himself with that caliber of people. The coaching staff he's made, changes he's made, the sitting down and being the first and final say on whoever comes into the program to play now, taking full accountability for only winning 3 games. I don't know much more we can ask for him other than what we're demanding, which is we got to win.
Yeah, everyone knows that. There's a lot of people, when you're in that profession, there's a lot of people that hoping for you to be successful, and there's people that hoping for you to fail. And you got to know that. And Coach Prime knows that. He's played the game. And when he played the game, he didn't play it quietly. He let everyone know when he made a big play. People don't like that for whatever reason. And that's fine. And you guys know Coach better than I do. This ain't nothing new to him.
No.
He'll take it. Yeah, I mean, I would say that this is probably, one of the most, because like when you're a player, you can control how you play. But when you are a coach, you can put your players in position. You can coach your coaches to coach the players, but sometimes the ball just don't go your way. You know what I mean? And you don't have nothing to do with it. And you sit in that staff room and you're trying to figure it out. So I say, man, I can only imagine what Coach is going through right now, because for the most part, he's been able to figure it out, or he's been able to make changes in a positive way. Well, this is probably the most pressure. Now, this is just my assumption. Sure. This is probably the most pressure going into this season on the coaching staff. I've sat in you guys' chair wearing the CU logo going into a season where it was pressure to win. Now, we know pressure do 2 things. They bust pipes or they make diamonds. And the season is going to dictate that. But we watching. Everybody going to be watching, as you guys know.
I love that. Make diamonds or bust pipes. I
That's
do
it.
want to get your thoughts on this. Big Sykes is
Man,
that you talk about having played there. We see what's in your backdrop. Wide screen one time, Chico. We see the bus above your head. We see the helmets.
Oh man, yeah, man. You know, this is my little.
Yeah,
You know, hey, the wife, she only let me get a little bit of corner.
yeah.
Everything else is her design. So yeah, I keep my
See,
football memorabilia. You know, my wife and I both are CU grads, so you know, we rep it all day long.
yeah, and in that, CU grads, not just having played there, graduated from there,
Mhm.
you have a double vested interest in the success of it. Talk to us from a CU alum, the school, and a CU alum as the product of football, are some things you'd like to see, whether that's former players getting more invited access to come back, or just what
Yeah,
what do you see from your vantage point?
great question. So the first thing, you know, I talked to a couple close friends of mine about this show because I was a little leery on just, you know, when that stuff went viral on how to handle it. And I only get advice from a few people. And some of my brothers that I got their advice from, uh, they wanted to talk about this specific thing, which we're getting ready to talk about. So from an alumni standpoint, and I'll say we feel like there is a distance or a difference between being a celebrity and getting carte blanche treatment to being in the locker room, being on the sideline, having access to the football team. Because let's be honest, if and when that day comes, or when that day comes that Prime decides to move on from CU, whether that be retirement for another job, whatever, all those celebrities will no longer be coming to the CU games. So, as an alum, that's a diehard fan that's going to watch it, whether we win or lose, we still going to be locked in and tapped into the success of the program. Um, we would like to for Deion to at least give us the same type of treatment. Now, I know what you're gonna say, huh? Prime, these are his homeboys. Hey, Prime, I'm coming through. Give me some tickets, right? But when I worked there, we had the same problem. And you know what I did?
He froze up on me, Chico.
oh, I was just thinking. I don't want to say nothing and interrupt him, but okay, man,
Okay.
we got you freezing
Uh,
up right at the cliffhanger.
Yeah, right when
all right.
you said
So,
you know what I did, it froze.
Yeah.
okay, I'll rewind. So, what I did when
Yeah,
I worked there, because I kind of dealt with the same problem when I worked there. Jashon, how come we can't get no tickets? We can't get on the sideline. And these are dudes that left body parts on Folsom Field. So they deserve to be able to come back, show their kids, their family, hey, this is where I played, man, and relive some of those memories that they had. So one thing that I did is I gave, if you called me during a certain time period, I will put you on a list, a pregame list. You can come down on the sideline. I will meet them in front of Dal Ward. When we didn't have the new building with Dal Ward. And I walk them dudes down on the sideline, and you get to take your flicks, you get to do whatever, relive being down on Folsom Field. And then at a certain time period, all right, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here. So guys were happy with that. They were content with that. So we just feel like it's kind of like it's the CU Buffs and the new regime and the old regime. If you don't know nobody, then watch us on TV. That's how we feel. Now I've been able to come to some games, but I'm speaking for alums that haven't been able to come back and don't know how or the procedure to get back.
yeah, sure. I understand that, man. I recognize feelings are real, and you
Mhm.
really can't make light of people's feelings. I could present stats and data to show you that crime is down. But if your car got stolen this year for the first time, crime is up at your house.
Absolutely.
And so you're going to feel different about my stats. And so I understand that there are higher profile alums who may have played longer in the NFL or set records to see you, and you see them because they do have a direct relationship, friendship with the head coach. But I'm totally, as far as in my wheelhouse, unfamiliar with the general process of how an alum comes back. But as I told you via the phone, I say here publicly, I'm going to find out and try to work with you guys. Me and Chris Hudson talked last season. Hudson was putting together a similar concept for guys to come back and support the program with some pre and post game activities. And so I know it's being worked on, but it's one thing that I acknowledge coming into this, not being there 4 seasons. I don't necessarily know who did what in 1982 or 1986 unless I saw it on TV. You know, I remember the Michigan Miracle. I wasn't there, but I remember.
Right.
But there's some room for all of us to do better for the sake of winning.
Well, what I will say is like there is people in place at the school that work in the athletic department that is in charge of what we're talking about.
Okay.
All right. But I'll just use you as an example. If Neely called, hey, Big Sykes, man, we having a spring game or we're doing something for the alums, man, Coach Prime wants y'all to come out and show some love and support. We're going to have this breakfast. We're going to have this dinner. He's going to get up and say a few words, have a few Q&A with y'all, and then he's going to get on. Versus someone that's attached to the athletic department, and I really want to say names and get into details, but I can't, y'all. I hope y'all respect that. But it's different coming from y'all, aka us, versus someone that's not. It's a huge difference.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the call and I'm gonna listen, but it don't resonate the same.
Sure.
You feel what I'm saying?
I get that totally.
So and I saw when I played this position, when I worked there, when I reached out to guys, man, it was so many dudes that came back because it was someone that they can relate to that was calling them. Hey man, we doing this for week 4. We play so and so. Come on back, man. We're gonna go to Pasa J's. We're gonna meet down here. We're gonna do the Pearl Street walk, and then we're gonna, and they were like, all right, for sure, because it's coming from one of them.
Yeah.
And the invite is coming from football and internally football.
Yeah.
Not from an outsider.
The athletic department.
Correct.
Yeah,
an outsider that just worked there.
Yeah.
They can't speak the lingo. It's a huge difference. And I know every school has that department, but it's different when it comes from football.
I feel you. You're not speaking Mandarin to me. I understand every word you're saying. Okay. Spoken and unspoken.
Right on. So that's one thing that's an issue, and that's hard to address, man, because you can't make everyone happy. And that's why what I used to do, I'd be like, hey dog, if I don't hear from you between this time and this time, you call me whatever you want to call me. But I gave y'all a window on how to get on the field, take y'all pictures and do whatever I gave y'all a window. Now, if y'all missed the window, that's on you. That ain't on me. But there was an attempt from football to get you your experience, to get you so you can relive some of those memories. Another thing that's
one thing. So I think Chico tried to pop in there a second.
No, I was just gonna say I don't know whether that's just at CU or across college football as a whole, or just individual how they handle it. But I had the same issues trying to go back to UAB and just go to a game. I'm like, damn, I know I ain't win no Heisman Trophy or nothing, but I put my blood, sweat, and tears on this field too. You know what I mean? And how is it such? I got to go through all of this to just go back to a ball game or to try to get on the field or whatever. And I don't know whether we should feel entitled or not, or feel
you
like
should, though, dog.
But
you should.
There you go. Yeah.
You put 4 years of blood, sweat, and tears at that university. I know for me, dog, they sold my jersey 2 years in a row. I didn't make a dime.
A
I
dime.
want to be able to come back to my alma mater and watch a game.
Yeah. They had your number on the jersey with no name on the back. People know who the number that is.
Absolutely. So you should feel some entitlement. You deserve that.
Yeah.
So every university handles it differently. I'm speaking because from working at my alma mater, in that situation coming up and having a solution on how to handle it. Some schools don't think it's important, but what I will say, man, it's not the players that had a great career that's gonna give money. It's them walk-ons, them guys that was on the team that go out and have another life, business ventures.
Yeah.
And you better be nice to them dudes. Them dudes got that cheese.
You ain't lying.
They got that bread. Them the ones.
Well, you've seen Colorado in multiple eras, of course, like you just said, player, working there, and then from the outside looking in. What has been, I would say, the most impressive or the thing that stands out the most of you about what Coach Prime have built so far in Boulder?
And that's a great question. Well, first off, he's brought Colorado back to being relevant. Like the school enrollment has gone through the roof since he's been there. The attention on the university. I mean, I have a phone call with one of my partners that I work with. He played at Oklahoma. I won't say his name. Had a very great coaching career. But man, on Sunday, we have a talk about CU every Sunday during the season. And I'm like, man, why we never talk about your alma mater? But he's a fan and is on board for the seat, what we're doing there. You know what I'm saying? So that wouldn't happen. That's that Prime effect again. You know what I mean? Man, he's going on his 4th year as a head coach. And he brought a Heisman Trophy winner to the university. We hadn't had that since, rest in peace, Salam, since 94, 95 season. That's a long ass time ago. Them kids wasn't even born yet. So he's done a lot of great things at CU. Like I said, the players that go there, man, you can tell they have a great experience. Now, some of them are salty because of this portal stuff and they transfer, but these kids now don't necessarily transfer because they don't like the coach. They transfer because they're looking to get some more money, and it's a trend. Yeah, it's trendy, and they looking to get some bread. But I am someone that I like bragging rights. You know, I'm on a group chat with my Broncos alumni, some of my Bronco teammates. It's about 30 of us on this chat. And during college football season, everybody talking about their alum. Ooh, we whooped so-and-so tail. And then they throw their little jokes in. Hey, Jashon, what them Buffs do down the road? Man, there was times I'd be like, man, we kicked so-and-so tail. Can we cuss on this? I'll be hearing y'all.
I say what you want to say.
No, I got kids upstairs. I'm gonna keep it pro. But y'all feel me though. So to answer your question, I'm long-winded, man. Deion has done a lot for this university. Everyone in America keeps up with CU football. Like I told you guys earlier, there's times where I'm traveling through the airport or I'm hanging out. I was just in Vegas last weekend for the Jeezy concert. Man, y'all got to go to that. That thing was lit. But I'm at the pool.
Did you black tie?
Oh, dog. I had the red velvet vest with the bow tie. Your boy was clean, dog. Check my social media. I was clean.
All right.
But I'm at the Wynn. I'm chilling at the pool at the Wynn, and I see a dude with a CU hat. Now, back in the day, only alums wore CU stuff. And I'm like, hey, go Buffs. And he's like, go Buffs. And I'm like, you go to school there? You play there? He's like, oh, no, I'm just a fan, bro. And I was like, damn. That's the prime effect, man.
It's
It wasn't
real.
always like that, dog.
Yeah,
No,
it's
it is.
real.
It's real.
I was out here. What was that? At my daughter's softball practice or game, and I had a Coach Prime shirt on, Colorado Coach Prime shirt on, right? And I thought I was tripping because I look across, I see this. I guess I don't know whether he's black or white, or whatever, but he was walking towards me. He had a damn CU hat on. I stopped him.
Yeah.
Hey man, hold up. Where you from? Where you a fan? You played? Nah, my friend sent it to me. We watch on TV. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to say to him after that, but I was like, that's
It wasn't
crazy. You
always
see
like
it everywhere.
that.
Yeah.
No.
It wasn't always
And I
like
remember,
That's
look,
the effect.
I'm Mississippi born and raised. And Chico, you might remember this being next door in Alabama, but I forget I'm a little older than you. It's like when the Raiders hired Art Shell and everybody was so happy to have a black coach, everybody was a damn Raiders fan. Like you see a Joker in Selma, Alabama, and the Raiders have like a Raiders fan. Like, no, they got a black coach, you know.
Right.
But culturally, guys, that's what we do. We're gonna support each other.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna support each other, and there's nothing wrong with that because every other culture, you go to a Chinese restaurant and it's gonna be majority Chinese people.
Mm-hmm.
If a Chinese person, we'll just use that as an example, come out with a clothing line, man, it's gonna be a lot of Chinese people repping that clothing line. So we ain't doing nothing unorthodox. Prime happens to be a former player and had a huge fan base when he was a player. He transitioned into coaching, and as soon as he went to Jackson, man, it was like Barack Obama. Like he had the support of the culture.
Yes.
You know, it'd be different if he was I'm trying to be PC, a sellout brother. You feel me?
Yeah.
But he ain't.
Nah.
He wanted us. He through and
He
through.
ain't lying.
He talk about fried chicken, macaroni, and collard green, just like so. He with the culture. So when you have someone in a position of power, then the culture is gonna follow you and support you through and through.
Yeah.
And brother, to end where we began, that's why I also want to once again thank Coach Andre Gerard, your teammate at CU, who reached out to me and said, hey, y'all should talk. I talked to him, y'all should talk. Made our conversation happen, which led to this conversation happen when I, got Chico up to speed on it as well. It's so important for the three of us to talk because just like you said about what Coach Prime is to the culture, right? Like we need more circling of the wagons around him than people shooting at him. Now, within the wagon circle, yeah, I mean, like I told y'all, he ain't beyond being checked. I didn't have to tell him before, like, dog, you wrong for that, man. Like that was out of pocket. Right. He ain't beyond that. But there's a bigger issue at play here, especially when you talk about winning and the pressure to win. And I'll say this to you as I look at a black man across the screen from me that's also a coach coming up. This is the only school in the Power Four where the head coach and both coordinators are black. For this to happen again, we have to win. Absolutely. Because if we don't, they're going to say, see, we tried. They tried in Colorado,
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
Look at the opportunities that it can open up for minority coaches if this is successful. So there's so many reasons to be with it.
Yeah, I mean, this year 4, if we're successful, we have a good season, then other schools are going to be more prone to hire former players and allow them, Prime's got full autonomy at CU. He's got an AD, a new guy that's on board, but man, Prime got a boss, but he ain't got a boss. And that's rare to have someone in a position where you got full autonomy to run it how you envision it to be successful. So I'm pulling for him. We pulling for him as an alum. It's just when you ain't winning, that's when everything comes out. He got to do this different, man. He ought to do this. He got to stop doing this. Well, maybe he needs to recruit over here now instead of doing it. So when you ain't winning, everyone got an opinion. And then when you're winning games, the negative opinions, they decrease a little bit.
Yeah.
That's just the way it goes.
Speaking about those, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead.
Follow up. No, I was just going to talk about the two coordinators, Coach Marv and Coach Brandon Marion. What you know, I'm sure you've been watching along. What have you seen from them that gets you excited, gets you going? I'm sure being a former defensive player, Coach Marv might have had you fired up just watching him on video.
Yeah, so I'm excited about both of them. I'm really excited about Brennan. Brennan kind of runs an unorthodox offense, I would say. You don't see that type of. I think he calls it the go-go. I think Dog even got a chain that say go-go, right?
Show.
Yeah.
Show.
You know, back in my day, defense won championships, and I don't know if that's necessarily the case in today's game. You got to score points, and you got to score a lot of points, and you got to score fast. So I'm really excited for CU's offense. Juju, he's got this is his second year in the program now, new to this system here. And Brennan, you know, giving up a head coach when he was at Sac State to come join CU to be the OC. So he's put a lot on the line. So I'm really excited to see the offense, because in reality, guys, you can win a game 52-49, and that's how college football is today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for a coordinator, yeah, it's gonna put a couple gray hairs on your head, but shit, as long as you win, dog, just win.
Al Davis, just win, baby.
Just win, baby. I had one more question before we end this combo.
Let's do it.
From an alumni standpoint, how much is the history and tradition taught or talked about to you guys? Like, I know what the portal, like, roster is turning over every year. So example, like when I played there, when I worked there, man, if you didn't know that fight song, dog, you didn't eat.
But that's where I was going next. You see a clip that's going viral with former teammate Andre Garrard. Look like he's singing a fight song in the meeting room. What you think about that?
Yeah, man, I didn't realize, you know, when you get going through the recruiting process, they don't talk to you about no, hey, you got to learn the fight song. But I remember being a freshman, and the OG's like, all right, y'all been here for about a couple weeks, let's hit the fight song. And we was kind of like that scene in Lean on Me, you know. We knew it, but we didn't want to give it to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was, you know, they were like, and they were like, no, man, do it the right way.
Yeah.
And it was like, I see you down the field, and we thought we had passion, and the OG was like, nah, y'all sit down, and this is how it's sung. And they got up and showed us, and it was passion and energy. And I mean, y'all know it. You get a first down, you score a touchdown, anything. You going down Pearl Street on third Friday night, that fight song, you hear that fight song all damn week at CU during football season. So it's something that we're passionate about as alums. And there's been a couple clips after the game where you guys are singing it, the team is singing it, and there's guys that know it, and there's guys that don't know it. Right. And that was totally unacceptable during my era. Now, I know that was a long time ago, but that's a tradition that we would like to keep important. And I think it could still be done with the cycling of the roster, because I've asked other guys that are coach college football, do y'all still hold those traditions of high standard and high value? So I know it can be done. It's just, it comes down to, does the coaching staff and the emphasis think it's important to get it done?
Does that come from the coaching staff or players?
Both. So whatever the coach emphasizes, then it's reiterated by the leadership and all the way down. So I believe that it's got to start at the top. Important emphasis, and you got to learn it. You got to learn it. Let me hear it. Put them on the spot, and then allow it to trickle down.
Okay. All I was waiting on, Big Sykes. Just waiting on the question mark. Like hey, Sykes said, "Let me ask you something." And then made a speech. I'm like, okay, when are you gonna ask me something? But I think I heard the question somewhere.
Damn, I didn't ask. Did I not ask?
So from Jump Street, from year one, there was a major emphasis placed on it, because you still had a great deal of what Coach Prime called the OBs, original buffs. And they took that role in teaching the team the song. And I would say that it's always been a priority, so to speak, within the room, but it also diminished year to year because of the roster turnover. And keep in mind, when that roster is turning over, you have also the opposite effect of fewer and fewer original buffs in the room, because now they're graduating or going on to grad school, that kind of thing. But I think you've hit that sweet spot now, which is why you see a Coach Andre Gerard, who played there, your teammate who made this possible, was just the other day teaching the song, to a group of the players. So I think you got that perfect synergy taking place going into this season. And here's the beauty of it. Here's why we all, as I've been on record saying, Sykes, people ain't transferring no more to learn a song, and everybody got mad at me when I said it. I was just saying the current affairs of the portal. Here's the beauty of the school song for us, me and you. We sing it when we win. I want to hear it every damn Saturday.
Absolutely.
So like winning solves a lot of this stuff. Like we've never heard complaints about the school song that 93 season.
Well, me personally,
we sung it 9 times.
Yeah, I saw a video after a win. You guys were in the locker room, and they were singing the fight song, and like half the guys didn't know it, and it wasn't passion behind it. You know what I mean? So it's been talked about by some of my buddies that I talked to on the record. So it wasn't just me. So again, that's something that Coach, everything that is brought up, he may not think is important. He may be like, that's not important to me. And because we're on the outside looking in, we may have an opinion, but there's so many things that are important, and you got to categorize the level of importance. And it's teaching the team the fight song, for the season, is that it may not be the top of his priority list, but as an alum, it is. So
and that's fair.
As an alum,
that's fair. Yeah, I mean, feelings are real. That's more fair. I can tell you this: I don't care if you're Tupac and Biggie, Malcolm X and Martin. All 4 of them look down and smile today when they seen this episode, because this all it takes, man. All we gotta do is talk, dog.
Yeah.
All we gotta do is have a conversation.
That's it. A man-to-man conversation, a real adult conversation.
Yeah. The fight song can be learned, guys. Y'all got to get in the locker room and learn it. Get around each other, learn it, bond with each other and learn it. You know what I mean? And when you sing it after a win, there's nothing like it, dog. Yeah. Even if it was a UAB fight song. You feel me?
Hey, Sykes, man. Again, appreciate you coming by today. Big shout out to Dre Gerard for putting it together. And you want to stop by and clear the air. I'm not on Twitter much, but they said they was shooting at you over there. So,
hey, heavy is the head that wears the crown, dog. I ain't sure.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, as long we don't be tripping even when they shoot at us, man.
As long as I can be a man and address it, man, I can rest my head at night. So we talked about it as men. Y'all ain't mad at me, are y'all?
No, we had a great conversation.
I ain't mad at y'all. I feel like it's got addressed, it's put to bed, and go Buffs from here on out. I ain't worried about that.
One thing I put on that go Buffs is, man, particularly when we get to August and throughout the season, we'd love to have you come back on and offer some player perspective on what you're seeing during this winning season of Colorado football.
Yeah,
let's do it.
That's exactly where I was gonna go with it.
I watch every Saturday. I'm sitting on my couch at the edge of my seat, watching that.
Appreciate it.
So nothing but love and support, and man, best of luck to you guys. if I don't talk to you guys before the season start, tell Coach Prime don't be mad at me, man. I was speaking out of turn. Because I know he keep his receipts. He quick to be like, no, I heard what you said. I keep my receipts.
That's
So
him.
tell him when I holler at him, man, don't, he can throw that receipt in the trash.
Yeah, okay.
Gotcha.
Well, hey, it's great to have a perspective of a former Buff. We hope to have many more on. Shout out to my dog Lawrence Vickers, the V-back, you know what I mean, out of Houston. Hope to have him on again soon, and we appreciate you.
And to any former Buff that's watching, whether you're active in the chat or not, any former Buff that's watching, man, hit us up. Y'all want to come on and break bread? Let's talk. Like we love it.
Yep. Yeah. I'll spread the word too.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Coach.
I appreciate that love, man.
Love, brother. Have a great weekend.
Later.
All right. Y'all know what it is. The Morning Run, TMR Live. Let us know what y'all think about that in the comment section. Let's go.
Chico, that's what you want in life, man.
For sure.
That's what you want in life, man. Have a conversation.
Have a damn conversation. Talk about it. Clear the air. Get things right. Forget about the rumors. And the he say, she say. I love that the brother came on and said, hey, man, listen, I spoke and I didn't do my research, or I spoke off what I heard, you know what I mean? And
spoke on
that's all you
the
can
way the
ask
conversation was being guided, and the guided conversation had an agenda. He acknowledged that.
He acknowledged that too, with respect to his brother and how brothers would do, but also I gotta clear myself too, dog, because that's not what I meant, and that's not how it was supposed to go,
And I got none but love for him to continue to have love, him being Jashon Sykes, for having love for his former teammates. And like, dog, teammate called me, my brother called me and said, hey, I need you to do this. And I was available. Of course I did it.
Mm-hmm.
And then also be a man enough to say, hey, man, when it was over, okay, there was an agenda I didn't know at the time.
Right.
Both of those things can be true at the same time.
Damn right. That's what it is.
Shout out to Dre Gerard, man. Dre hit me up and was like, yeah, I talked to my former teammate, man. He wanted to make sure that he cleared some things up with you that were taken out of context. And we talked. It was actually Sykes' idea. It's like, man, I don't have no problem coming on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I said, we ain't got no problem having you. Like, you ain't like we gonna look at you be like, no, black man, you can't come on our black show.
Man, you so silly, dog.
We from Mississippi and Alabama, man. Hey, how we do business.
No, black man, you can't come on our black show.
I mean, growing up, Chico, Selva, just like Rose Jackson. How many times you got in a fight with somebody at 10 in the morning, y'all friends again in the noon?
Oh, that's for sure. That's my favorite cousin.
Tripping, man.
That's my cousin Dundeezy, Duke, who called me yesterday on FaceTime. You feel me? That's my favorite cousin. We were legendary for that. We would get in the fight, and 5-10 minutes later, we walk into the store to get us some Little Debbie cakes and a 99-cent pizza to go back and cook together, have us a chow. Oh, that's how it works. And
back in the days when you could still have sleepovers, shout out to my man Sherman Claude. We would alternate every other week. He stayed around the corner, just stay at somebody's house.
Yeah.
Man, get in the fight, one of us go home. 30 minutes later, mama bring you back over there. You done made up on the phone.
Yeah, y'all fighting for. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's real fighting. Come on, dog.
Guys, gentlemen, chat. Y'all see what just happened. Y'all let us know what y'all think once again. Let us know any other former Buffs that we should have on the show or any other guests that y'all think we should have.
I want to dress something right here. I want to dress something right here. Wait,
okay, found something in the chat. Uh-oh, y'all done messed up.
And won't. Because to be clear, Jashon Sykes asked because he wanted to clear the air about something.
So you're telling me if I ask, I can't come on your black show?
For what? You got to show. You got to show this in your chat. You be calling your chat idiots and everything. Stay your ass over there. I bet y'all won't. Man, go to my bookie AG and place that bet because that won't happen.
Yeah.
Wake up, Captain, drop a super chat now. Morning run, go dumb, funniest in town. If you ain't sub yet, sit your ass down. If you ain't sub yet, sit your ass down. Hey, runner, grab your coffee.
See, Bogue's coming on this thing. Okay.